What's going on, everybody? Second video of the day, and today I just wanted to discuss a very interesting topic I actually been wanting to discuss for a while, and this is about the best suicide champs. So I put the top 5, and I'm going in for order of 1 to 5. In my opinion, this is totally my opinion. Other people may have different opinions. There may be other stuff, but for me, number 1 is always going to be Mega Red. He deals so much damage to his death field that it's just crazy. So he's immune to poison, which is a plus. He reduces the damage of bleeds by 90%. So already he's immune to poison. He's regenning off of bleeds if you have willpower, which if you don't, what are you doing? Willpower is such a good mastery. And then when it comes to his death factor, this is how he mainly deals damage. And while near the opponent, inflicts 1 death every second, maximum of 10. Once the opponent is out of range, lose unless they are suffering from a degeneration. Blah 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 blah. So his death field, bleeding. So with the Mega Red, bleeding is everything. So when it comes to nodes like Biohazard and stuff, besides Ghost, I'd say he's the best. And many people would probably argue Ghost is the best, but I really think Omega Red is, because I feel like he could do a lot more. Because he doesn't actually have to touch the opponent. If you play really well, you can do a whole situation where you're not even touching the opponent and you're just going crazy. Of course, the downside, which I feel like Ghost has as well, is you need him to be awakened. And with him awakened, you deal a lot more damage, but you also have to be at high sig to deal that bunch of damage. Because it goes to 312 at a 6-star rank 3 from 20 levels to 2,512 damage per second. That's crazy. His second thing is where his tentacle hits have a 10 to 30 chance to become unblockable. Not that good. But he's just an incredibly sustainable champion. His regeneration on the special attack 1 and 3 are all so good. And his special 3 is probably one of the best special 3s in the game. I don't even think Ghost can deal that much damage compared to him. And then the utility, of course there are Proxima. I mean, Proxima has the best damage of all the characters. She's just so impractical to use because of damage caps. Because we don't know the extent of her damage because she deals so much of it. It's just crazy when it comes to her. Go to champion info again. And then number 2, I had it in mind. Where is she? Let's go to tech. You guessed right. Ghost. Now Ghost is Ghost. She is very good. Everybody knows what Ghost is. Her awaken ability isn't needed, though it upgrades her a lot. Through her phasing ability, she's able to block anything with unblockable special attacks with this. With taking no damage, she can tank special 3s and deal no damage. Like, she literally tanks it. Her block proficiency doesn't look too bad. What percentage is that? 57%. So she has a pretty decent block proficiency. And she's pretty good. Oh, that's not what I meant to hit. Sorry. And there's really not much I can say. Now, here's one I wanted to... I was debating including this one, but it's Apocalypse. And you might be saying, he's not really good against suicides himself. Yeah, that's true. He does gain immunity to it. I believe bleed. Yeah, he did bleed, incinerate, and disorient. So only he would be affected by poison. He gains immunity to them. And that's really good. His opponents, he's just a utility champ, who can deal a massive amount of debuffs. But what really brings Apocalypse to light is this Horseman ability. Because he makes basically any champion a suicide champion. Because putting him at number 3, I was debating him number 3, 4, or 5. Because I have, I'm kind of like going over them right now. But these 3 I've had in my mind: Ghost, Omega, and Apocalypse. And I was like debating, what is Apocalypse good for this list? And yeah, he is. His damage is great, but the fact that he can make Wolverine, a kind of a dud champion with a decent heal, really good. He can make Archangel, already an amazing champion, super good. He can make Storm X, who deals a lot of damage already, really good. I really want this character. And then his ability where you can just not even use him and still heal him because of this. You can still heal him constantly. He doesn't even need his awakening. Strafe, new champion, already has this synergy with him. And yeah, it's just crazy because he's Apocalypse. He's just so good. And I think he tops Warlock because of this Horseman ability and the utility it has to give anybody a resistant to bleed, and it's just crazy. And I just mentioned this dude. Where is he? He's tech. Well, yeah. That's mutant. That's not tech. I don't use anime that much. Warlock. So Warlock does have the weakness of being metal, but I think a lot of these champions do actually. I don't know why metal. I guess it's because they're not organic or something like that. Something like that. I think Apocalypse is metal. But let's talk about Warlock. So he's fully immune to 4 things: bleed, poison, cold snap, and frostbite. Given that, he also gains a permanent armor up buff, which makes him an immediate havoc counter, who, especially for someone who just did the beginning of Act 6.1 and in the middle of Act 6.2, havocs are super annoying, and I would gladly take a Warlock. Combine that with his virus, and he's able to infect them and stop them from working things. They're heal blocked. If the South Mastery is active, Mastery is removed. Opponent has negative 30% offensive ability accuracy, so you can basically stop most. There are some people I think this doesn't work on, like Archangel, but then again, he doesn't really care about Archangel. And whenever against, he would power drain him, which is already, like, for regeneration nodes, is already insane. Like, he's amazing for the new Cavill node. And then his ability to parry is really good. Bleed, shock, another power drain. He has special 2, amazing damage, and regeneration. He has ability to go from that recoil damage to full health base if you play him right. And then this increases. I feel like this increases his damage so much. This combined with Cable, combined with Apocalypse, Horseman Cable is so good. Horseman Cable is so good. And then you have. Oh, crap! I didn't mean for that to happen. Then you have this, where whenever they receive a debuff they're immune to, they gain Fury buff, and we see a lot of bleeds, a lot of frostbite. We're seeing a lot of new, interesting damage, which Warlock is just crushing. Of course he would. He's Warlock, And then the last champion, this is kind of hard to think because the 4 already are all really good. But I think I have to go for Neymar. I only go for Neymar just because he relies on a high sig. At sig 200, he has a 100% chance to prevent any damage prevented him as long as he's attacking. This leads up to him not only doing suicides, but leading to him preventing nodes like Bane, degeneration. He's able to counter that kind of stuff. And it's just his damage is insane. I feel like Neymar hasn't been used much recently. Actually, a lot. I think he's kind of lost favor from a lot of the other suicide. But if you get Neymar at a high sig, even as a 4-star, Act 5 is a breeze for you because there's a lot of degeneration there. I mean, even Act 4, there's a lot of degeneration. But Act 5 especially, if you have a... I mean, let's look at what a 4-star Sig 99 would be. He would take 100% less. So it's like... He's already... He's good. He's more of, I feel, a beginner suicide champ. So if you were running suicides... Of course, he did get nerfed, which could have reduced some of his stuff. Which I hate that they nerfed him. What I hate is this used to be 6% health, missing health. I wish they kept that because that actually made him... It wasn't an overpowered mechanic that they just removed for no reason. Much like they removed out of Hood's Fate Seal, which... Honestly, I liked the new Hood, but honestly, I agree with their decision to change him. Alright. Tell me in the comments your guys' favorite suicide champ, whether it be one I listed or someone I didn't even list at all. A lot of them. Look at all these champs. Alright guys, have a good night. Thank you, and bye.